It is time to celebrate. We have reached the 600th review here on the channel and also surpassed the milestone of 5,000 subscribers. And to celebrate that, I have partnered up with the guys from the FMB shop for an awesome giveaway. But more about that later in the video, because first it's time for the 600th review. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review. I can't believe I've said that 600 times now, but with no further ado, let's get cracking, because today we will take a closer look at a McDonnell MD-83 of Danish air transport. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the DAT branding. On the back side of the box we unfortunately get another cutout where we can see it is a Wings Club edition or Wings Club model, and it is also a limited edition. But before we get any further into today's review, it is worth mentioning that this aircraft model does come with a stand. And here is the McDonnell MD-83 in the last livery the aircraft wore with Danish air transport before the aircraft was retired end of 2021. Now in 2022, Herpa has decided to make a replica of that aircraft in scale 500, and of course we need to find out how they have managed. And the best way to do so is by taking a closer look at it, starting our tour around the aircraft model with a look at the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the DAT branding. The McDonnell of course has its horizontal stabilizer mounted on top of the vertical stabilizer, and here I think Herpa has done a pretty decent job in detailing that horizontal stabilizer. Then on the fuselage we of course have the full registration code of the aircraft, and again, typical for the McDonnell the engines are mounted at the back of the fuselage. Here we of course have the silver leading edge printed on, and on the nacelle we then also have the web address of the airline printed. The backside of the engines also looks pretty decent with the air brakes, and notice also on the fuselage the APU exhaust. Also, of course, when we look into the engines from the front, we very nicely can see the engine fan blades. Overall, quite nicely done from Herpa Wings. On top of the fuselage, we then have the antennas indicated here in print, which I think is pretty alright. And then at the front of the aircraft, we don't really find any DAT branding, but notice this little box underneath the front cabin door, because that is where the aircraft stored its own stairs, just like with the Ryanair 737s. But that's not the only detailing we get here at the aircraft, because we do also have some static ports which look quite nice. And then we of course have the cockpit section. Here we have the classic cockpit window configuration of the McDonnell with these two additional windows on top of the cockpit window row. We also have the window wipers and some sensors printed on, and overall I think Herpa has done a quite lovely job with that part of the aircraft. On the fuselage, just above the wings, we then find the emergency exits have been printed on, and that leads us straight to the wings, which we should definitely also take a closer look at, starting off with the top side, where we can see the different flaps, nuts and spoilers have been carved out somewhat nicely, although that could have been a little bit more pronounced. But we do have the markings for the emergency exits printed on, and the underside of the wings offers us more nice physical detailing and also the full registration code of the aircraft once more. Then we can take a look at the landing gear. That is the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all their McDonnell MD series aircraft, and overall I think it looks pretty decent. I certainly like the amount of detailing Herpa has managed to add to this landing gear. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments here at the back of the aircraft, and of course also here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the McDonnell MD-83 in the last livery the aircraft wore while being at DAT in scale 1 to 500 from Herpa Wings. And what can we say about this aircraft model? To be honest, the model confuses me a little bit, but it's mostly the release of the model that confuses me, or the timing thereof, because the aircraft in real life was retired from DAT at the end of 2021, and then Herpa makes a model in 2022, but not like at a 1-year anniversary or something, but just at a random time in 2022. And I would have thought the model would have made sense either around the time of retirement or maybe at an anniversary of the retirement, but this is a bit random. But the release date of the aircraft model does of course not deduct from the actual aircraft model itself and what it has to offer. And here I think Herpa has actually done a solid job. It certainly resembles the original. And I should know because I was on the farewell flight, which I actually did a documentary about and published here on the channel, so if you would like to see that, I will leave a link to that in the description below.
this is a real pilot's aircraft.
This plane is in a class for itself. This is the Queen.
Which leads me to the celebrations I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This is indeed the 600th review here on the channel, and we have reached the milestone of 5,000 subscribers, for which I am very, very grateful. So to celebrate that and to say thank you to the awesome customers of the FMB shop, I have combined forces with the FMB shop for an amazing giveaway. And here you can win this aircraft model of the MD-83 McDonnell Douglas of DAT. And I am bringing a few goodies from the farewell flight, items you cannot buy in stores, like a keychain, a baggage tag, but more importantly also a t-shirt from the farewell flight and, very crucially, a DAT original MD-83 safety card. Now, for all details about the giveaway and most crucially how you can win the giveaway, you simply now need to head over to my Instagram account Bongoplanes and of course the Instagram account of the FMB shop, and there you will get all the information you need to know. The links to that you will of course find in the video description below. So at this point of the video I'm only left with wishing you good luck for the giveaway, and thank you very much for the awesome support you've shown me here on the channel over the years. Of course, also don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And now for the 600th time, thank you very much for having watched today's video. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.